Good morning, friends. It's time for devotions. The verse that we have for today was sent from Sarah Parker. It is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and she has said verse 1, but I'm going to read beyond verse 1. Chapter 3 says, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, and a time to gather them, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, or practice social distancing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend." Hey Gina, I see you. Hey Norma, I see you also, and there is a bunch of noise because this guy is going to wheel past us a garbage bucket. So we're just going to wait for him because that's kind of loud. There it goes. It's going. So verse 7 says, "A time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak." You know, there are some times that silence would be better. "A time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace." You know, there was a guy out at the church yesterday who was a vendor who was working on some stuff, and we started talking about the things of God. And the guy said to me, "I don't know what to think about the things of God." He said, "My wife left me about a year ago, and ever since then I have been in such stress. I just don't know if there is a God." And I said to him, I said, "You know, the Lord didn't do that. That was your wife's decision. God does not make us do anything. You and I can choose to sin. We can choose to rob a bank. We can choose," hey Maria, how you doing? Lucy, good to see you. Vero, good to see you from Florida, tuning in. We can choose to do anything we want in life. And it's funny though, I found it to be a universal feeling of people, and I'm sorry for the background noise here. I tried to pick a quiet spot and then it's getting noisier and noisier. There's my wife. Good morning, sweetie. But we get to choose whatever we want to do in life, and sometimes we don't like what other people are choosing. And they do things to hurt us. And it's at those times that we ask ourselves, is there really a God? Is God even paying attention? Of course He is. He is paying attention. But He did not make those decisions that end up hurting us. He gives everyone a free will. You can do whatever you want today. He's not going to write an agenda asking you to get up at 8 o'clock and to do this and to do that. Hey Mary, hey Lucy, good to see you. But we get to choose whatever it is that we want to do. And so this guy's wife chose to leave him. Is that a reason to stop going to church and to believe that there isn't a God? No, it's not a reason for that. Because we have to understand that we all have a free choice. And because people have a free choice does not mean that there is no God, because bad things happen to us. It's funny because when things are going really well in our lives, we think to ourselves, I don't need God. Everything is going well. And it's interesting in this passage in Ecclesiastes how the author of Ecclesiastes is saying there is a time for everything in life, for the good and the bad, and they're all going to happen to us. A lot of bad is going to happen to us, but that's because we're not in heaven. Hello, we're not in heaven. We're on the earth. It's a broken place full of broken people, and a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of things are going to go wrong. And that's why we have such a great joy in remembering where it is that we're going. Triticos, I saw you tuning in. Good to see you. Mercy, good to see you. So let's remember today that just as in Ecclesiastes 3 says, that there is a time for everything under the sun, both the good and the bad, and they're all going to happen to us, except when we get to heaven. Then the bad will stop, and we will be at peace with our God forever. So let's put our trust in the Lord. Let's lean not on our own understanding, but in all our ways, let's acknowledge Him, and He will direct our paths. Thanks for being with me today. You guys have an awesome day.